Ian, we are back.
Hello, hello.
A lot of things to talk about today, and I'll start by talking about Silent Hill Ascension. What a jarring experience. First of all, accused of being written by AI. Look, you know, I don't want to join the mob. I'm sure it wasn't written by AI. The director came out and said as much. He did say that they played around with AI, certain elements. They tried to make that work, but that didn't happen. So, as far as I'm concerned, this was all written by human beings. Now, that's not, maybe this is not saying much in this case, but it is what it is. I had a chance to experience it. I'm not going to say play it because I don't think that's fair to say to other games because this is not really a game. This is not even an FMV game. This is at best an interactive movie, but maybe not even that. We'll get into that in a bit. It started with a pre-show. There were two just cringe lords talking about this amazing experience everyone's going to have. If you ever watch the shopping channel where they talk in circles and keep repeating the same thing over and over, then you can imagine how that show went, right? They had let's say 10 minutes or 20 minutes before the actual Silent Hill, and they had to fill that time, and they had not much to say.
Didn't you say that the times in which it plays are really inconvenient for the UK because it's a
Yes.
global thing, right? It's not like each region has its own.
It's a small thing in the end, but it's just a small fuck you to everyone else that is not in North America. Who the fuck is going to stay up until 2 a.m. to play this Silent Hill Ascension thing, right? I did because I wanted to have things to talk about, and I had to do it on Friday night. But otherwise, I'm not going to stay at 2 a.m. till 2 a.m. just to experience this. And actually, the things you experience are so little that, I'll get into it. Right, yeah, so 2 a.m. every time if you're in UK. Once the thing goes live, it actually doesn't play out as you expect. You don't decide anything in real time. You and the chat can bet points on the decisions for the next episode on this website. So these are the decisions that our characters are making. The highest voted choice gets chosen. And this right here is where it becomes pay to win. So because an individual cannot influence this directly by themselves, right? The numbers are astronomical. But a group of people who have more points can totally influence this. So if you're part of the group that spend real money on these points, you can, you will be part of that group that ultimately decides what happens in the show, let's call it. It's actually insane that we are even talking about having a conversation about monetization in a Silent Hill game, right? In Silent Hill, it was never about none of the games were ever about the monetization or how to extract as much as money from players, right? The only real time participation you can do actually in the episode is the one I played, where you get to participate in action scenes where each person has to use mouse clicks to do quick time events, like repeatedly clicking on circles, clicking and holding mouse button, and so on.
Exhilarating.
Well, not really. It's so bad. It's just so bad. It counts both your personal and everyone else's performance separately. So you can individually fail all of those QuickTime events, and then the chat, for example, can do well, and then let's say the character will do well then in that case, right? So that's only an issue with that because most people will want to do well. It's just the nature of things. You take a herd of people, they'll want to succeed in whatever. Because of that, for the most part, nothing really fails, not really. So that promise of, hey, there's a 50% chance characters will die, well, not really. Most of the time they won't. Although I will say this, I watched a stream of a streamer who participated in this, and they made it, he and his chat, they kind of end up losing the entire sequence, right? With the action event, and it doesn't actually do anything. The character doesn't die. What it does is it subtracts from their like fate points or something like that. Like some of the stats they have kind of goes down, and that will come into play at the end of the Ascension as a whole season. I have to give props. I guess the developers didn't really want to give players that choice of immediately killing off the characters because all the characters or most of them could have been dead within a few episodes, right? So they had to think of a way to Well, what can we give the players as acknowledgement that if they fail these events? Well, that's what they did. You essentially get minus some stats.
Well, also, I assume that they have to, like, they can say as much as they like that players can shape things and all your choices are really going to matter. But to some extent, it has to be smoke and mirrors because they have to have built most of this content ahead of time. They can't actually create a ton of bespoke content every week based on decisions that people make. It's like the Telltale games. It's all about making you feel that your choices matter, despite how much they can actually matter, right? And I guess this Fate Points thing is kind of smart because it means that they have time to react to people's decisions, and people's votes could theoretically pay off later.
Yes, and I mean, look, technically they are, right? They are choosing something that will happen based on their choice. It's just everything around it just sucks. And it's sad, really, because that's one of the main draws that they were trying to push in the pre-show as well. Like, who's gonna die today? Well, apparently nobody, almost nobody ever. There's one character that did die, but but that happened before I started playing this, and I just assumed that it was done through a choice and not through action events.
Well, you're a very brave soul for playing this for everyone else, Serge, because this is not the kind of thing I would have been interested in checking out on my own terms.
Yeah, I just I'm a fan of Silent Hill games, at least the first three of them. And this one here, even if you just take the story and characters, I just did not enjoy the story or the characters. There's just something off with the setting as well. It has nothing to do with the Silent Hill as a location. They claim that they want Silent Hill to be a general term for like horror games. Like what? If that's the case, then do a different game, do a different IP. It's set in these two different cities with character groups that have nothing to do with each other, at least for now. There's like one in US somewhere and one in Norway for some reason. The performance is not very good. The animation quality is just not there to sustain these overly long episodes. Characters are stiff. The dialogue is off, and you can definitely see the cuts that they had to do to accommodate these player choices, even though they're barely there to begin with. And yeah, like just going back to the monetization, it's just all over the place and in your face. Most of it is done on the website interface, and it's just all the things we grew to hate over the years are all there. All the worst lessons learned by monetization designers. I hate to kind of talk shit about our peers directly in the designing discipline specifically, but it's just, you could just imagine them sitting there over designing this stuff. You have season pass, you have your daily login goals, you have cosmetic stuff you can get for like absolutely, to use in the chat. You can spray some I can see that they still have chat disabled because of all the masturbation jokes. Still haven't figured that out. Every time you need to like cheer or something, you have to spend points. It's not going to give you for free.
This game can't be making very much money.
Who knows?
The quality just isn't there.
If you spend enough points, you can get a chance to appear as a cameo in the story, actually. And it just varies wildly what it is. You can be like a corpse in the corner, and that's you, or you can be like a character one of the main characters talks to. But it's so shoehorned in. It's so jarring. I don't know if I can remember which episodes they had them in, but they're there pretty often. And when I first saw that, when I was playing that on the day live, I like there was a scene where character goes into a bar or something, and a bunch of characters were there, and you can totally see that they are made by people because you have the character creation, right? And you can customize the character, and people just go wild with this. It's not, even though it's not a lot of customization, they just go like, put pink hair, pink beards, just
so they really
weird
stand out.
Stuff. Yeah, they stand out a lot, and I was like, what is going on? There was like a woman with a beard at some point. I was like, oh, okay. And then I looked, it's a character from someone's cameo. And it's just so jarring. It's like they just don't fit. That's the problem. They don't fit into with the rest of the cast that they have here. Yeah, so definitely pay to win in many regards. From just participation perspective, from decision-making perspective, everything's just pay to win.
Wow, win what? Win what?
Well, yeah, that's exactly right. That's exactly. Win. You are paying for the lowest stakes possible. you are fighting for the low stakes. You can see some of the types of kind of decision you're making. Some of them are more important than others, but some of them are so unimportant, like so unimportant. And it's you can't tell what will happen to these characters based on these choices. They kind of divide them into these different categories, but it's not clear at all. So you're just a gamble, really. I mean, that's fair enough. Like that's what happens in games, right? In general, like you don't know for the most part what choices will influence, but it's just you're paying goddamn money for this very unimportant potentially choice. And at some point, if you come into this late enough, why would I want to spend my points on any of these other choices when I know that this is going to win, right? So at this point, it's really pointless. Even then, the choice just goes away. You don't have a choice. You can just ride the wave. Goddamn.
This is a really interesting time capsule because there's no way Silent Hill Ascension is going to be running in like a year's time.
Well, supposedly each season is like half a year. So I think they will pull the first season through. They will finish the story, I guess. Is it going to continue afterwards? I think I agree with you. I don't think it will, but we'll see how that goes. And yeah, if it doesn't, I just wanted to kind of jump in here and see what I can experience before this potentially goes away. So, even when there are more than one character in Silent Hill, there was always like a game about a personal journey, exploring emotional scars, regrets, mental trauma wrapped around these horrible creatures and environments. But this is more like a cheap soap opera. Most scenes are in the interior. There's no subtlety in their surroundings. It's almost always like nighttime, oddly. Forget about like cool fog effects and unnerving locations. You barely see any of that. Silent Hill was also never about like this butterfly effect type of gameplay, right? So this just adds to the overall disappointment, I think, for fans who were hoping for a proper sequel. And cherry on top is that when I was playing it lasted about 10 minutes. 10 minutes of actual choice making gameplay, and then that was it for the day. So you stay up till 2 a.m. to do like 10 minutes of stuff. In other mainline Silent Hill games, the main characters find themselves in the foggy Silent Hill. They know something is not right as soon as they get there. But these characters, they just don't even flinch. It's like a fog with like ash falling from the sky, and they're just living their lives. The fog itself is just not as cool as it even in the older games. In those, it created this like eerie whiteout effect that limited your view and made everything that much more creepy, right? And this is just always nighttime. Monsters appear like awkwardly in the middle of conversations. The people will be just talking to each other inside of the house, and one of them will see a monster just walking around. It's like, what the fuck? Conversations themselves are just weird. Everyone looks like they're from Uncanny Valley. When they talk, they look weird. When they walk, they look weird. Just off. Just everything's off. I also think that this whole thing breaks a lot of like writing and storytelling rules. It doesn't establish who the characters are or why do we need to care about them. It just takes forever for you to realize the whole setting and what's going on, and we need to care about them because they're asking us to spend real money to decide what happens to them, right? I mean, I feel like if this was some sort of like Until Dawn spin-off, then it might have been gone down better with players because Until Dawn, that game is all about the butterfly effect, right? Like you choose something and they will have a profound effect later on. But when was Silent Hill ever about that? I don't know. I played most of them and that wasn't the case.
This is a good example of some of the growing pains that companies are having in this era of IP cultivation, where it's all about brand power, brand recognition, and building up franchises, not making products. It's about building franchises. And Silent Hill is the horror game, and it doesn't matter what Silent Hill was. Silent Hill needs to become this catch-all term for just horror stuff that Konami can make. And they're you say make a new franchise, make a new game, make an original IP. But for them, the fact that it's called Silent Hill means something in the eyes of consumers, and they want to just keep pushing that and figuring out a way to make it work. Well, actually, they don't really care how it works. They just want to make something that can be called Silent Hill. Konami probably, we want to make this kind of game, and it's not quite this, but it's kind of, it's kind of military, so we can slap Metal Gear on it, or we can slap Contra on it, or something like that. And they want to do the same thing with Silent Hill, right? I mean, think about Metal Gear Survive. This is a similar thing where they're just taking an existing property and slapping a new concept on it, and they don't really care
Yeah.
how well it fits.
Well, yeah, that's the thing, right? That they want the Silent Hill to morph into something that I think nobody wanted it to be. And actually, I mentioned Until Dawn specifically because there was a rumor that Supermassive approached Konami and said, "Hey, we can make this thing like this. Have choices. We can do a Silent Hill out of it." Man, I wish they said yes to that, but apparently they said, "No, no, no. We're not gonna go with you. We're gonna go with these other people who will, monetize the shit out of this.
Do it cheaper or whatever."
Yeah, that's my time with Silent Hill. I doubt I will continue playing this, even if you can call it that. I might check out another episode or two. I might actually just, once the season is over, I'll just watch the catch up videos and kind of probably put it down at that point. But yeah, it's not great. It's not great. It shouldn't have existed. I guess that's my conclusion to this.
Brutal.
Yeah. So Ian, you said to me offline you played something you were going to talk about.
Yes, I did play something that I'm going to talk about. I have been playing the Black Parade, which is a mod for Thief. Actually, Thief, the game that you checked out last time.
Right. Yes. You sent me a link to that, and I was checking it out. It looked pretty cool.
Yeah. So it's a 10 mission expansion pack, basically unofficial expansion pack for Thief, released on the game's 25th anniversary, I want to say. That made by a team of level designers that have been making all kinds of, I've been following for years, making great Thief levels, here and there, and they sort of all banded together as this super group. And for about 7 or 8 years now, they've been teasing that they're going to do this thing. Been waiting very patiently, and came out, played through all of it. It took me like 8 or 9 hours. Like, this is a full game. Really nice, really good quality. I stand by the idea that oftentimes mod levels, mod content for games can be better than the base games, because these are indie devs that have unlimited time. The devs at Looking Glass who had to make these levels for Thief. I mean, in the case of Thief 1, they had to build the gameplay and figure out what Thief was as they were building the levels. There was from what I understand, it took so long for the gameplay of Thief to actually click. By then, you don't have any time. You have to just figure out a way to make your current levels work. You only got so much time. You don't have any retrospect. These are people who have as much time as they want, and they have years of practice of making Thief levels, and they have great hindsight into what works and what doesn't in a Thief level. Basically making the best kind of stuff that they can. And they also can get past any of the technical limitations of the engine. There's some really genuinely beautiful stuff. I mean, it's low poly, yeah, it's low texture resolution, yeah, but it's really great architecture, environments that really just sell an atmosphere, sell a mood. So I had a lot of fun basically playing a whole new game.
Nice. We talked about this kind of stuff before, and we definitely face that every day at work, where we kind of need to work in sync with other disciplines, and often that means that if we did have the luxury of waiting for everything to be ready for us, it would have made our work, well, at the very least, easier, but also maybe it would benefit us creatively, right? But that's not the case for the most part, and yeah, these guys have that benefit. They made this for the Thief 1. Do you think, as someone who played all the original Thief games, do you think they should have maybe spent their time making for the third Thief game? Or was the third game essentially the culmination of everything added together, and was that the best game, you would say, of that trilogy?
Not quite. Thief 1 and 2 are pretty similar. They're on the same engine, same team, made pretty close to each other. There is a specific reason why they went with Thief 1, because the devs in particular like Thief 1, and there was also a similar sized mission pack many years ago. At this point, probably about, it was 2005 or so, there was a group that released a huge 12 mission pack for Thief 2. So they felt that exists for Thief 2, and they wanted to do the same thing for Thief 1. As for why they didn't do Thief 3, Thief 3 is sort of its own beast. It was made by a different studio, by Ironstorm, who did Days Ex. Slightly different team with some of the people who'd worked on the first two, but yeah, slightly different makeup. And the game targeted consoles. The game, you could switch between first and third person mode. It had a lot of different mechanics. a lot of different balance changes, slightly different art style, all these things. Some people don't like it as much as the first two. I think I still like the first one the most, but I really appreciate some of the stuff they try with Thief 3. But I would say Thief 3 definitely has its own thing, and the game never had it. Also, it's on a different engine, so it had different mod tools, and it never had quite the same mod scene for it. But I would like to see somebody really take a stab at it and make some really cool levels for that game. I think it's crying out for more content.
Yeah, so I guess if someone is a fan of the original games, you would definitely recommend this mod as something essential for them.
Definitely, yeah. I mean, it's been getting picked up by a lot of major publications, which I would say it takes something of this size for a mod to get noticed, a mod for a game that's sold to get noticed and get picked up by major outlets. But in this case, it has. I mean, there's new enemies, there's new weapons and tools, there's new cutscenes, there's new art, there's new music, all kinds of things. It's basically a big, big piece of sizable quality to add on to the base game. So it's big enough that lots of people are taking notice. I would say if you're a Thief fan and you haven't checked it out, definitely check it out.
Cool. Yeah. Anything else with you then?
No, that's it.
We need to talk about the video that came out. Everyone's talking about it. No one can shut up about it. I guess we need to talk about it as well. And that is, of course, the teaser to Dragon Age Dreadwolf.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
What do you think I would say, Ian?
I thought you were going to talk about the new Halo Infinite expansion, of course.
I guess we both, underestimated each other.
Tell me about Dragon Age.
Well, Dragon Age teaser came out, and I have mixed feelings because I feel like BioWare, based on kind of past events, past games they released, past experiences they had with those releases, they're playing it so careful. They are very careful. They barely show anything. It's almost like they got scared into a corner. And this teaser came out. It showed some environments. Actually, some of the environments they showed were a bit of a surprise to certain fans of the series. Like they kind of expect a bit more of Tevinter. Tevinter is like, supposedly it's a region that you would start in this game, and it's historically known as the kind of troublemaker region. It's been talked about a lot. Some of the villains in these games come from there, so a lot of players and fans are excited to be kind of get a bit more info on it, or even how it looks really. Some of the related media, extended media, like in books and comics, kind of touch on that, but in games proper, they haven't been shown yet. So, and this teaser didn't really show that as well. So there was a bit of talk about what's happening with that. And at the end of the teaser, they showed certain environments, certain like the map elements. Nothing gameplay, just kind of flybys of stuff, some CG. And at the end of it, they revealed that this is a teaser for a full reveal in summer 2024.
Summer, wow.
So in summer 2024, we'll just get a reveal. So this game will probably not come out until 2025. And at that point, it's been so long since it's been in development. And in some spaces online, you can definitely see people saying, "Well, I'm over it. I don't want to wait anymore. I don't care." Some people are referencing past BioWare failings. Obviously, I mean, Dragon Age Inquisition was received well enough, right? But there's other games that maybe didn't do as well. Mass Effect Andromeda, I think people are reevaluating that game in general these days, but for the most part, and this definitely back then, it was definitely seen as a flop by BioWare themselves. Really, I think the best indication of that is that they canceled DLC that was really hinted upon in the actual game that never came out, and of course Anthem. That also kind of was a blow to BioWare, I think, and I don't know. I guess. My point is that this feels like a reaction to that, right? Like they are very cautious of what they're showing. They're taking their full time on this, and I don't know if they will serve them or not. What do you think? Do you think this prolonged development cycle and kind of this really breadcrumby reveal will make it so that players generate and they'll kind of overhype this in their heads, and then it can never win? or do you think it will actually benefit the game that it'll be as polished and as good as they can actually make it?
Well, only BioWare knows how well development's going and if they need all this extra time and if things are going smoothly. As far as hype, the people who are annoyed at waiting, I mean, what else they do? They just stop paying attention until it comes out, and then if it's good, they'll pay attention. So in some ways, teasing it can make the wait feel longer, but also maybe they felt that they've been talking about it in generic terms for so long that they needed to give people something concrete to look at. Hopefully it turns out. I think you're right that they don't want, whether this is going to be an amazing game where they finally had all this time and all these resources and got their stuff all together and put something out amazing, or whether it turns out to be another dud. I think they are trying to avoid these blown out expectations, and they don't want to show anything until they're ready to show things. I do wonder if this is just EA feeling the need to demonstrate something because they don't have any other games that they're ready to show off right now. How much of this is just there's an investor call coming up and they want to, boost their stock or whatever.
Yeah, this was first announced in the actual Game Awards in 2018. So
wow,
by 2024, it would have been 6 years. And if, let's say, we'll get it 2025, so it will have had 8-year development cycle, which is on the longer side.
Yeah,
not the longest we've seen, but definitely on the longer side. Obviously, knowing what we know about cycles that BioWare had for Anthem specifically and some other games, these, all of these years might not have been all Dragon Age Dreadwolf. It might have been pre-production that got derailed, pre-production that got cancelled, or like the direction that got cancelled or switched to something else, right? They who knows what they're how they're handling this, but the result is that it's been years, right? So that's Dragon Age. I mean, obviously, I'm looking forward to it. I'm a big fan, and I will play it no matter what. I just hope, I don't know. For me personally, I think it needs to go a bit back to the roots, back to Origins, what made Dragon Age great. And, they've been experimenting with 2 and 3 quite a bit, and I just want to see something kind of solid that is deeply rooted in the first game. And we'll see if we're going to get that.
Well, fingers crossed.
Yeah. Cool. To wrap it up, I think you kind of made a joke at the start here. There was, in fact, GTA 6 reveal trailer, and look, I don't want to spend any actual time at all speaking about it. I have my own personal history with Rockstar.
How are they going to ship it without you, though, man? without your knowledge.
Maybe at some point I'll go into great detail about my time at Rockstar and aftermath of that. If you have some thoughts on the trailer, you can go right ahead. But it's it's a lot of twerking, multiple shots of twerking, and going back to Vice City, which is something I think we knew already. Even the characters were already kind of leaked out. You'll play as a woman and a guy.
It's just crazy that Rockstar broke the internet with this reveal. More people have watched that Game Awards for sure.
Yeah.
It's 100 million views in 1 day, 2 days.
Well, look who's back.
Yeah. 2025, I think, was the date of the release.
It's wild.
Yeah. Cool. That was that for now. That will do for this. We'll take a quick break and get on with our first game, which will be. Do you want to start then?
Yeah. I'll start with Stronghold. Yeah.
Right. It'll be Stronghold. All right, we're back with Stronghold. Ian, I could sit here all day and listen to this menu music. It's iconic. Welcome to Stronghold.
I'm already sick of it.
God damn it, Ian. It's the best.
It's like a 5-second loop.
It is short. I think it's like around 1 minute of a loop, but yes.
Tell me more about this title screen.
Right. Well, I mean, I don't know much about the history of it making of the how they made it, I guess, but I just know it's the same one from the original Stronghold, and this is Stronghold out this year, based on the very first game by Firefly Studios, our peers from London, actually. Firefly Studios founded 24 years ago. 1999, and soon afterwards they released this game Stronghold, and it became probably the most important and successful title. It kind of defines them. They've made other titles since then. They made Stronghold 2, Stronghold Legends, Stronghold Crusader, which is also one of their bigger, more successful titles. They made Stronghold Legends, like an MMO kind of title. But I think the kind of the more important takeaway from kind of their time in development is that they're the type of studio that really resilient, because not every game they released was a hit. In fact, I think most of them were kind of disappointments, really. They kind of released a new Stronghold game, and then quite often it's not really that great. So they stumble, but then they pick themselves up. They release a newer game. Maybe that game is a bit better. Then they release a new game, and then it's back to not being very good. And then they pick themselves up and try again. And they've been kind of trucking along all these years. And that's why I mentioned last time that I feel like they've been chasing the success of Stronghold ever since, really, it came out. One of the things that I think kind of doesn't work out for them is the transition to 3D. Ever since Stronghold, this Stronghold 1 and certainly this edition is kind of like a 2D game, really, sprite based. But since then they tried to do a 3D versions of Stronghold, of the separate game, and it just never kind of some of them look really bad, and even for their time they just didn't look good. There's a lot of bugs as well in some of them. Some of the design decisions they made in some of the other ones as well, they were just not great. So you could say that this game combines everything that's good about Stronghold, and we're going to check it out. So
Okay.
This is not the first time they kind of re-released this game. Around 2014, I think, they had a Stronghold HD remaster. It was actually 2012 it came out, and then 2015 there was a 2017. Nope, that's not right. No, yeah, it was 2012 was Stronghold HD, which was kind of the first attempt at remastering this game. It was essentially the same game with just higher resolution, and this is the first time it actually has a lot of more new stuff, and it has new modes, and the graphics are much better looking. So I think because it's such an old game, they have at this point a lot of different ways you can play this. They have multiplayer, they have map editor to make your own levels. They divide the campaign into combat and economic, but we're gonna go with the combat one because economic campaign only focuses on economy, but the combat has both, so that's a better representation of the overall game. Now here they have, again, a lot of new stuff that this game didn't have before. Castle trials, invasions. They added things like, kind of like tower defense type of things. They really like focus on very specific scenarios with some of these modes. And it'll just take us a long time to go through them, and because you never played this game, it'll take you a while to even get familiar with it. So I think the best thing we can do right now is just go to the main campaign at the top there and just go from the start. And it will, as far as we can go. If we go through the first, let's say, 3 missions quickly, we can then try the free build, and we'll wrap it up on that.
Okay.
As soon as the king had marched his army into the barbarian homeland, rumors began of a plot to seize the throne. When news came of the king's capture, the country was invaded. Several nobles, including your father, sought to end the bloodshed, but on the way to meet for negotiations, their party was massacred by a band of unknown raiders. Bruised and exhausted, you have been beaten back to a forest on an overlooked peninsula, where a small group of loyal troops are hiding. Although the country is lost, maybe from this refuge, you can at least avenge your father's death.
There you go. You mentioned that you don't have a lot of experience with kind of RTS style games, Ian.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I played the Blizzard games, many years ago as a kid. But it's just a genre I never really kept up with. And I don't know, I'm not particularly against it, but I always find these games, they need time for you to settle in and figure out what's going on with them. They can sometimes be a bit unintuitive to get the hang of. You need to put the work in a little bit.
Yeah.
And there's just so many, I guess there's just so many other kinds of more immediate games out there that have drawn my attention more than strategy games.
Yeah, this is definitely one of those that needs you to pay attention to kind of economy, I guess, but also the happiness of your, let's say, your villagers, and kind of manage your castle and your population to be successful. Combat is just one side of this entire game, really. And luckily, these first missions can go guide you through a lot of that stuff. And they also have a separate tutorial, but I think just playing this is going to be enough for us.
Place to keep. All right. Here looks good.
So I'm just going to let you, for the most part, figure things out, and I'll step in if I see you struggle or something is very unclear. You can, in fact, move the camera, like rotate the camera. It's, I think it's by default QE, maybe?
Let's see. Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
And you can move around with both the keyboard and mouse as well. I think the mouse moving around is disabled by default, but you can enable that. You can drag then your mouse to the sides. And
okay, let's get some wood. So we just gotta get some wood and some gold, right?
I think no, I think it was wood and food.
So these are, so what does this definitive edition change beyond? It adds some extra features. Are the graphics touched up?
Oh yeah. They look better, and you can now do, like, let's say if you can do 4K, it will support that. So this what you press there is if you need to find like specific NPC or something like that. So actually, one thing if you want to adjust is if you go to the settings, you can adjust the game speed. I think it's in controls. If you go down, all the way down. So game speed here, I think I usually go for like 60%. That feels about right for me. You can try that and see how that feels.
Buildings, industry, farm. Ooh, let's get some meat.
Yes. So you got the you got the right idea what you need to do, but I'll just kind of in the to kind of speed things up here, I'll say that you will need a lot more than one of each.
Okay.
So you'll need probably about, I don't know, 5 or 6 each.
Armed force has been reported. Meanwhile, I like to think it's this flock of...
I think they might be referring to a wolf that might be somewhere. So this game is also everything is kind of like real-time stuff. Like nothing is kind of implied. So you see like the hunters, they're like skinning the deer, and you'll have to wait till they finish that and then take the meat to the granary before it actually appears as part of your resources.
So is the idea that by building a hunter's setup here and here that they physically they actually kill the deer that are nearby, or do they just generate the resource no matter where they are?
Oh, they will do it no matter what. I mean, sometimes it will be important where you put those.
This one would be near trees.
Well, yeah, you can do that.
Well, it says here for maximum efficiency.
Yeah. But the thing is, the trees like physically disappear when they cut them, right? So they'll have to go to other trees eventually.
I see. Yeah.
The only common point at the end of the day is the stockpile. That's where they will always have to go back to.
resources there. How do I see my... Oh, wait. Oh, it's down here. Okay.
So on the right there with the man, 88 is your overall happiness of population. Coins are the gold, and the 16 is amount of peasants you have that are your maximum. If you click on the man, you will have some more options of management.
Yeah.
So, for example, you can increase the tax or decrease the tax, and that will kind of affect the happiness. But obviously, you still need money for stuff.
So I've got 5 lumber.
If you click on stockpile, I think it'll also show you the stuff you have directly on it.
Yeah. Okay. So I'm good for lumber. I need more meat, I think, right? I wish that hovering over these things would tell you a bit more about them. Oh, let's just tell me. No? I don't know what that button does. Okay. Oh. See, things just happen in these games that I don't quite understand it. Just these kinds of games. You know, I think one of the reasons why I could jump into the Blizzard games is because they put so much work into having a really clear, readable UI. It's always easy to tell what was going on in these games. Because they're complex games.
It definitely, I mean, I don't know, because I've played it for so many years. For me, it's like second nature, I guess, at this point. But I always found it really clear, and actually, it's mostly because what happens on screen is kind of pretty clear, I guess. If you know what I mean, like, if you think, oh, like, what's happening with my meat stuff? Well, then you can just find the hunter, how many hunters I have on the field, what they're doing, and are they actually bringing deer? And then you just, you can click on the granary and you can see the actual meat appear there. And if there's anything there, it means people have something to eat, right?
So this game it's much more than building a base like in StarCraft or something.
Oh,
like
yeah,
that.
yeah.
You are setting up these resources in real time. Is this sort of is the early game building resources and the later game taking down the enemy army? Is that the idea?
In the combat campaign, that's usually the case. Sometimes there will be missions where it's like, oh, you need to, like, you are besieged and you need to survive with this amount of food for like this amount of time, and there's like enemies outside of your walls. So then it's both combat and management, where you have to like just defend and feed your population, right? Not let them starve. The missions where you have to build an army and go kill something are not the majority of this game at all. Like, this game definitely has quite a lot of focus on everything else. With this edition, like I mentioned before, they have a lot of other modes where you can do a lot of other stuff. You can definitely, there's like modes where you can, like, you have like a unit of your soldiers and you have to sneak into other AI's castle. There's like silly modes like tower defense, really contrived stuff. But if you take like the general like classic Stronghold experience, it's kind of this kind of quite strong economic angle plus combat. That's why they even have like a separate full economical campaign to begin with. So you should check your objectives. You should be pretty close to finishing this.
How do I see my objectives?
So on the right, there's there you
wood.
go.
I see wood. Okay.
Yeah, just one wood and you're done. You have quite a lot of peasants just sitting there doing nothing.
Yeah.
The huts, peasant huts, provide a way more than you would expect for population. So actually, I think in this case, you probably didn't even need one.
Victory.
Because then what happens is if you have too many peasants and they don't do anything, they just sit there and eat your food. So
okay.
Right. So kind of like it has to be balanced.
See, with you telling me this stuff, it's like, okay, that makes sense. That's kind of cool. But I don't know how did you figure this stuff out?
But if you think about it, it makes sense. You have a bunch of peasants that they need to eat, and if they're hungry, they're not happy, right?
Well, not most games don't represent that.
Well, yeah, that's the thing, right? I think if you have to boil down like this game, all of these games for like one kind of strong definition, it's like if you make your population happy and safe, you are doing well in any mission.
Becomes more overwhelmed.
Everything just goes from there.
Persistent howling robs the situation is about to get out of hand when Lord Woolsack's scout returns. Soon afterwards, you are summoned into the command deck. Sir Longarm has convinced me to give you another chance. We have found the remains of an abandoned stockade.
Wolves plague this county every winter. So we need you to get the stockade back up to scratch quickly.
Failure is not an option this time. Just keep your eyes peeled. To ensure the safety of your men, you are required to renovate the abandoned stockade before winter is upon us.
Okay.
Right, so
Use your archers to kill off any wolves. Sight your granary sign.
there you go. So this, I'm gonna just warn you about this mission. It's quite a bit harder than you would expect. It's just the meat this time, not even wood. But there are wolves.
Still gonna need wood, right?
Well, you'll need wood anyway, right? Yes, but yeah, like it's meat, but there are wolves, and your archers can attack wolves. They're not amazing against them. And if they keep dying, it'll just delay you, and it'll just, you know, it'll be much harder to complete this mission.
Wood, my lord. Wood stocks are too low, sire.
Yeah, so you put that second granary, and that kind of messed you up, messed your build order.
I see.
I think if you delete that, I don't know if they give you back your
Dwindling, my liege.
What does it tell me? What does this tell me?
So this is where you can give less food for people when you have less food, but obviously that'll affect their happiness.
Okay.
Wood needed.
Yeah, I mean, what is even generating me wood right now?
Well, there's one woodcutter over there. He's going to the tree.
Oh, this guy.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's the guy. So unfortunately, now you'll have to wait till he brings a bunch of wood, and then you can build another one.
Riveting. Maybe I should just restart this mission.
Might be a good idea. There's wolves there. They're probably gonna kill him.
Jeez.
Yeah. So one granary and a bunch of wood,
Yeah.
and maybe like I don't know, 4 wood, 2 meat, or that. Sorry, like yeah, 3 wood and 3 meat, or 2 meat.
There we go.
No. No, you you messed up again.
Oh, I messed
You
it
need
up
meat.
again.
You need
I
meat.
must have. Okay, I need 1 meat, and then the rest wood.
Sight your granary sign.
I would say 2 meat and the rest wood.
Okay. Set up 1 there. Let's get us some meat. 2 meat, and the rest wood.
More wood is needed.
Okay, I gotta wait.
Yeah, the meat ones need more. Well, that's fine. You'll be able to get some more wood pretty soon, because this time he went for the nearest tree. Yeah, some of the stuff that you produce or like for food or construction materials take longer than others. Like this one, the meat, the hunters have to go out there and hunt the deer and bring it back. Then later on, you'll be able to build like farms, so they don't need to go out anywhere. They just farm on the spot.
I see. So is this me going in and out?
Yeah, so this lord is you, and you have control over him, and he can actually take on quite a bit. He will save you, like let's say there's like a bunch of wolves here, and if you don't want to deal with them, you can just send him and he'll heal them.
Wow. There's my wood.
Yay. There you go. Nice. Now, I think that's probably enough wood. Just build more meat stuff. Should be fine.
More meat.
More meat. You have 3 peasants, so all the 3 of them can just do meat, really.
Wood stocks are too low, sire.
Too low, sire. Sometimes I wish these games had like a button you could hold down to fast forward.
I mean, you can change the game speed again. I think you're still at 60%, but you know, if you're confident, sometimes if you put it too high, you know, it will. You know,
Well,
can
if this
be
is a
overwhelming.
challenging mission, I don't want to make that mistake.
So you do also have a bunch of archers they gave you. They're on the walls.
Oh
But-
yeah.
Yeah, but you're probably not gonna need them. It's only if the wolves gonna come closer.
So does this game have multiplayer?
Oh yeah.
Did you ever play the multiplayer back in the day?
Oh yeah. Yeah, it's what you would expect. You kind of fight each other really. Like multiplayer, multiple, more than 2 people as well. There's pretty big maps out there.
I saw it had a map maker.
Yeah.
What is this?
Just a sign.
Okay. What does that mean? Oh, where the enemy will enter.
Yeah. This time, it obviously doesn't matter because you won't have that.
No change in the treasury lord.
The wolves were already there. They were just chilling.
Yeah.
Wolves are attacking my life. Our food stocks.
Nice. Your hunter took care of one of them.
The objective for this was complete the castle.
Oh right. Yes, you have to complete the walls as well.
Okay. Why didn't the game tell me that?
Well, it did tell you that in there, right? Complete the castle. It's there.
But why does completing the castle require? Does it require a full perimeter around this?
Oh yeah. You just need to complete the wall. Just connect the wall to the other end. You can click and hold, and it'll allow you as much as ever would.
But see, I just made an assumption that's how it worked. I didn't know if that was actually, it's not the game actually says, hey, here's how you build a castle. You gotta circle this thing. Okay, I circled it. All right.
And you won.
Wow.
Yeah, I guess it doesn't really tell you every single detail. Some of the stuff, I guess, it assumes you'll understand. Like I said, there is a separate tutorial, and maybe there they go into way deeper detail on this.
Yeah, fair enough. I think a lot of these games you need to play the tutorial. But there's so much to explain that those tutorials can mean sitting down. It's like a board game, right?
Yeah.
I enjoy board games, but the best thing is when someone explains it to you. Because who actually wants to read the rules, study the rules, and then play like 1 or 2 mock games where it isn't going to go right, but you're just figuring out the rules. You could sit here for half an hour and do a tutorial of this game, but then you have to remember all that stuff when you get into the game. And it's nothing against the developers. They're doing the best that they can. These are just dense games.
Yeah. It's also harder, right, in this kind of case where the game is so old that how much you have to make a call of how much do you add more tutorials, do you add new ones, how much do you expect players to know by now that about this game. Do you just do it for only new players? I don't know. It's a balance you have to be aware of, I guess.
All right.
Place a keep to site your castle, my liege.
Does height matter?
Not really. I mean, the thing you need to consider is that the wolves are on the left side, over the river. They're all just chilling, and those are the ones you have to eliminate.
Let's get that wood. And that meat. How does that look? Ooh. I don't think I can build... Oh, yes I can. Do I want that now?
You want that pretty soon. Probably the next
Yeah.
thing after all the wood and meat.
Yeah, let's get some more resources first.
So the Fletcher takes 1 villager.
let's say that's enough. Let's look at the wood. I'll do this. Oh, it's got gold too.
Yes, but luckily you got quite a lot of gold actually. There will be later on. There'll be macro places you can put. We can trade your resources for money and stuff like that. So barracks, you'll need that because you'll need to train people to be archers to take on the wolves.
So you need a building to create the weapons, and you need a barracks to train people.
Yeah, and you also need the armory to store the bows.
Oh, okay. See, I wouldn't know. I mean, so if you weren't here, I would have given up on this game.
Wow, you have no patience, Ian. So the wolves, you can just build enough archers and then overwhelm them, or you can also build a tower that will tower over them and give archers a bit of an advantage.
Yeah, let's some of that. Right. I don't need to wall off my stuff to get a castle, do I?
No, you don't. That's not a thing that you need to do here. But I would say, like I was mentioning, some sort of high ground for archers would be nice. And if you go to the buildings section, to the castle buildings, and there's like a tower icon there.
Oh, okay.
So here is the tower, but but actually probably the best thing for you to do is if you go back and to the gate section. So this is the main gate, and it actually has tower as well in it, just built in. So if you put that somewhere in front, not this orientation, just choose the other one.
Oh, these are okay.
Yeah. No, not the last one on there.
This one?
Yes. Yeah, put it somewhere here. Yeah, somewhere here.
Oh, it's the same art flipped. Okay.
Yes.
It's interesting. You can sort of see the developers getting creative over the fact that they're using 2D.
Yeah.
I guess at the time, this is not 99. Every game had pretty much moved to 3D except for strategy games, right? Because how could you render like 100 units on the screen in 99 in 3D on a PC? That just wouldn't have worked. So the graphics had to be they had to be sprites, so you could push so many of them around. Anyway. So how do I actually get my archers?
You just train them in the barrack, in the barracks. Yeah.
Do I need to do that manually?
Yeah.
Oh,
You just pay the money. Yeah. So now
I need
you
more
need
peasants.
more people. Yeah.
Let's get some peasants.
Yeah, actually, putting one more meat is probably a good idea as well. As soon as you put another building, like house building, like your food will increase. They'll start eating a lot more.
Sir, Depuce's men have arrived. We can't allow them to give away our position. We await orders.
Oh, there's some. Oh yeah, I forgot that you have to deal with these guys as well. So you only have one archer that's gonna die now. So I would say move him away from there, and just have your lord take care of these guys. He's just gonna destroy them.
Is one thing, but a small.
Come on.
No, you have him selected.
Do I?
Yeah.
How do I make him do what I want? Just click on this guy?
Yeah. Okay, now you have to select him again. There you go.
Do I right click or left click?
Yeah.
I'm trying.
There you go.
Okay. Slowly march over there.
The Lord is under attack.
Brutal.
A message from your scribe. The wolves are on the prowl, sire.
If you have peasants,
Orders.
just get your lord to kill the wolves as well. You don't have enough peasants to.
Don't I?
Well, you have one archer.
7.
No, but you don't have bows.
Oh, more bows. That just comes passively, I guess.
What, the bows?
Producing bows is just coming slowly.
No,
my work-
it's the guy in the Fletcher shop. He's making bows, except he's dead now. So
Oh my goodness.
yeah.
Is that crossable? Are those rocks crossable?
Yeah.
Okay. So what? I just need I need more wood, I guess, and more wood people.
Oh, you have a lot of wood actually.
Oh.
You have shit ton of wood.
Well, then how do I get more people build? I just need more workshops, I guess.
Yeah. This workshop will have one guy making bows. So if you want more, you'll just have to build another one.
There we go.
You should probably increase your stockpile size. It's kind of getting full of shit.
Probably should lay these out better. There we go.
Yeah, the thing is like another way to look at this type of game, and this game in particular, is kind of like, you're putting down fires, small and large, and how well you can manage that is how well you're gonna do in any mission, really.
Yeah, there's always like 5 things to think about.
But the thing is, this game doesn't have any kind of things like, oh, there's like an earthquake now or a volcano. Or like, it's never like that. It's more like, oh, a pack of wolves just showed up and slaughtered half of your workforce, and then
So
now
it's
you
quite
have to-
realistic to the Middle Ages.
Yeah. So, or like suddenly you build like a huge base, and then you build so much stuff and so much economy that it doesn't support itself. So then people are starving because you can't produce enough food quickly enough, and then your popularity goes down. And when it goes down to like 50 or 49, the peasants, instead of coming, they're leaving. So every rotation, one peasant leaves. One peasant leaves again, and then once there's no peasants in the campfire, the workers start leaving. So suddenly, let's say you need food, but because your popularity is so low, the workers that produce food start leaving as well, and now it's like a vicious cycle.
Let's get these guys in the tower.
Yeah, so you could now order these guys to like attack those wolves. I don't know if you have enough to kill them. I think you should wait till you have a few more archers that they can actually handle, like, they can kill them before they reach them. You could also try walling off a bit more so that the wolves take longer to get to the archers.
Yeah.
We await orders.
Walls are cheap, right?
Yeah, pretty cheap. Oh, don't do that. Well, it's fine.
Oh.
Yeah.
It's fine. It's fine. There we go.
You should wall off the archers.
We await orders.
That makes sense. That makes more sense than what I did.
We are on our way. Leaving now.
There we go.
Nice.
Instructions.
You should have enough to do some damage.
Yeah, let's take him down.
We await orders.
Stupid wolves lying and dozing in the fields.
We await orders. Yes. Arrows ready.
Nice. Fuck you, wolves.
Yeah, done.
There's a bit more. I think they should reach them if you just tell them to. Yeah. They have a pretty good range.
Wonder if it's affected by their height? Them being in
Yes,
the tower?
height gives them more range, I think.
Finding targets.
A lot of them hiding here.
Any more wolves there?
Must be.
Yeah, I hear them.
My hunter's gonna go check it out.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
There they are.
yeah, rotating the camera would make it
A
easier.
message from your scribe.
Also, that button you sometimes press that flattens the buildings, that should also reveal them.
Okay, yeah. Victory!
Sweet. So I'm glad that we got through these quick enough, because you just have enough time, just about enough time for the next one, which is going to be quite a bit more fighting focused, I think.
Oh my.
A dispatch arrives from Sir Longarm.
Hopefully, by the time you receive this message, all has gone well, and you have put an end to those irritating wolves. I now ask a favor of you. Begin constructing an outpost on the edge of Duke de Pousse's territory in order to help me better judge the strength of the rat's forces. You must not, under any circumstances, send confirmation of your mission's completion to Lord Wolfsack.
The rat was raised as an only child in lands belonging to the de Pouce family. The Duke showed his mother favor, ensuring that she...
His skin, what is he, a crackhead?
It's just the Middle Ages, Ian.
People just... I mean,
People look rough.
the teeth make sense, but like random sores on his skin?
Fortunate accident, the entire de Pouce family had been lost
Man.
at sea whilst returning from holiday, leaving the rat as
Most people nowadays wouldn't survive in the Middle Ages, I think.
Find a suitable
I'm sure I wouldn't.
high ground near the land.
Place a keep to sight your castle, my liege.
Okay.
So, Keep also serves as a tower.
Okay.
So, I mean, yeah. So they're gonna be. This is a mission where it's like you have to survive waves of enemies, and I'll tell you right now, it doesn't take long for them to show up.
Shoot. Okay.
So your focus should be to get to building archers ASAP.
Let's go. Dairy
Right, so you
farm.
have a new thing, which is the dairy farm. They take a little more space, but they produce food on there, and then they just take the cheese to the stockpile, to the granary straight away.
Just the cheese, nice.
Yeah, like some of the more advanced mechanics in this game are like, if you have more variety of food, villagers are even more happy. So kind of discourages you to only make one type of food.
Mm-hmm. That's cool.
At some point, you'll be able to build like pubs and stuff like that to entertain them.
More wood is needed.
I would say it makes sense to have. Actually, do you have meat hunters or not in this mission?
Maybe I don't.
Actually, yeah, maybe you don't. No, yeah, it's just the dairy farm. They kind of restrict you like that in some of these missions. Obviously, in later missions and in free building, you have everything.
I'm sure they want me to see the value in the dairy farm and not overload me with too much.
Yeah, but also danger as well with that, because unlike hunting meat from deer, dairy farms sometimes get like diseased, like plague.
Oh.
And the cows die. It just means that for one cycle they don't have the cows, so they have to wait till they repopulate.
Wow. Let's get some barracks, I think. Get some troops ASAP.
Yeah.
Come on. I guess I've been spending on my lumber, right?
Well, it's just that to make a bow, it's quite a process. The guy has to literally physically walk to the stockpile, grab a plank of wood, go back with a plank of wood to his shop, start doing the bow, produce the bow, take the bow to the armory, and then you can make it. Then you can hire an archer.
Maybe I should start building. No, you know, I need wood. What is the limiting factor right now? But I should probably start building a gate for the archers to go.
You have some options here. Like I said, the keep is a tower as well, so you could, as an option, let's say, just populate that with just all the archers.
That's true. Yeah.
Doesn't work. I think in these lower, like earlier missions, that should probably be fine. You can also just build walls and towers like that as well.
Dang it! I didn't really build this in the best spot, did I? I gotta build this. This way. That's fine. That's fine.
Granary stocks are very low, sire.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, you need more than one farm, like way more.
Oh yeah. Let's get that going. How do I see my resources again?
Just click on stockpile.
Right.
We are almost out of food, sire.
The food's coming.
And the food resources, if you click on the granary, you'll see them there.
The granary is empty, sire.
Oh.
Yeah. So now you're getting -8 every time there's no food. Like it's whenever there's no food, that's the quickest way to like everything to fall apart, pretty much.
The food's coming. The food's coming.
I would say here, for example, you could give them less food, still feed them, but give them less food. So if you click on one of those plates, half rations. So they're not gonna like that, but what that will do is it will make food that is there to go down slower. Obviously, there's no food now, so it doesn't matter. But once there is food, it'll go down slower because of its half rations.
Should I build another?
Yeah, probably. Yeah, probably 2 more.
Whoa.
Wood needed.
Ay. It's hard being king.
They found us, sir. What are your orders?
Gosh, shit.
I think you can actually buy some archers.
Wait, orders. Granary stocks are very low, sire.
So I would suggest you put them on the keep for now. It's their best place for them right now.
Yeah.
We are on our way.
And you have to send your lord as well.
Me lord?
No, him. Actually, I don't.
Nice. Ish.
Oof, I thought that was the enemy.
Granary stocks are very low, sire.
I actually noticed that they beeline for your villagers instead of like your archers and your lord when they have a chance.
Clever. Do I need more? Not that. Peasants? I'm probably good. I probably don't need any more. Want any more peasants right now until the food's higher.
You're good. You just need archers really, and yeah, probably that. You could put maybe like more fletchers. So if you look at you're dangerously close to villagers leaving, because if you look at the arrow, it's pointing down, so your popularity is going down right now.
Yeah.
It's probably because of food. You're still giving them half rations. But I think Well, you're stable enough to give them more food, I think.
Okay, okay.
Cows are struck down by
Oh no! I should be fine.
no change in the treasury, Lord.
Not enough gold, my lord.
Ooh. How do I get more gold?
Taxes.
Oh shoot. I'm not popular enough for taxes.
Nope, you're not. Can you buy at least one archer? One more archer?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Just spend your gold on that and put them all on the keep.
Granary stocks are very low, sire.
You could buy, for example, a gate thing and put all your archers a bit closer to the field.
We are almost out of food, sire.
Ah.
Food stocks are dwindling, my liege.
Oh. Ration.
Yeah, I'll get the gatehouse once I get a little cushier.
We await orders.
Okay, so now at the campfire, they are leaving, but thankfully you have enough peasants there before your workers will start leaving.
Are we ready for them?
You know what does it cost over to build a gate? Just lumber?
And
Yeah,
just
lumber.
just the wood, yeah.
This stupid incline. I shouldn't have built here.
Nope.
The rats' troops are attacking.
Where?
On the all the way on the right, at the signpost.
Like, okay, yeah.
Yes.
More.
Leaving now. Our granary stocks are
Nice.
growing, sire.
Yeah.
Normal ration.
Let's get popular again.
I mean, this game could have been so much more nastier to you because the workers that are leaving are not the food ones first, but they could have been.
Oh gosh.
I think at that point you would have just lost, like because then there's no way for you to. Well, I the only thing I would have done then, I would just destroy everything else and just leave the farms, and then all the peasants that are left would just go
Imagine
do
that
them.
torching the homes with the babies
Yeah.
so they don't have to eat any food. Jeez.
Look all the food you have now.
Yeah. Let's give everybody lots of food.
Extra ration.
this guy, he made a face. Look at the face.
You should also, I don't know, I guess maybe you don't need the money, but probably increase the
Yeah.
tax to get some sort of monies.
Let's get some friggin'
Much these taxes.
Oh come on, it's low taxes, man. Bit much. Look, you have more food than ever.
Our granary stocks are growing, sire.
You know, unpopular.
You are somewhat disliked, my lord.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's quite a few things here, like popularity, religion, fear factor. Fear factor is one of the kind of systems that they bring back from time to time in different Stronghold games. And as you keep playing the missions and definitely in a free build, they become a lot more important.
So I'm assuming these symbols mean that there's nobody manning these?
Yes, it means they're empty.
So how do I get people back? Do I need to just become more popular or what?
Yeah, so on the right where you see there's 42 red, once that goes over the hump of 49, I think, then you'll get more presents, and then they will automatically occupy the unmanned
Troops are attacking.
professions. It's just slow now because you went down all the way down to like 20s, I think.
Yeah. There we go. Come back, everyone.
Extra rations. People are coming to the castle.
It's a lot of guys.
Yeah. Oof, almost. If they reach your archers, they'll force them into melee, and they would have just gotten slaughtered.
Wow. All right, we're back, baby.
Back-ish.
Ish. Back-ish, baby.
I mean, the thing is, like, if you remember, what triggered all of this was, well, two things. First, the plague, fair enough, but also before that, the enemy reached your peasants and just slaughtered a bunch of them. So they kind of set you back.
How am I doing for money? $40? No. I need more. Gotta keep the taxes up. Gotta keep the rations up so I can keep popular for a while.
Nice.
These deer. What the heck? What are they doing? They're just parading. They're just lucky because I don't have any, anybody to skin them.
So to win this mission, I think there's like a meter, there's like a bar, and you might have like one more or maybe two more attacks.
Maybe one left. Last battle's coming up. We'll see if I can get. Jeez, I don't know if I can get another one of these.
We await orders.
But you know what? I'll just spend all the money just buying archers.
Oh yeah, I think it's pretty straightforward in this mission. Obviously, a lot later missions, they get a lot more like, well, what should I spend my money on? Because sometimes it's not clear at all, and you have to make some choices. Like there's all sorts of no. Different units, like for example, these archers are good against like those pikemen, but if the enemies had knights in their composition, then the archers would have been almost useless, because you would need then crossbowmen, because those are pierced armor. So then you would have to have a different composition of your army.
The rats' troops are attacking.
Nice.
Yeah, actually, there's one more attack.
Oh, one more.
That'll be it.
Okay. You know what? I can build a workshop. Good.
Outlying villagers have seen a band of the rats' troops heading this way. We await orders. My boy's yours.
Sometimes you also get this kind of false sense of security. In this case, let's say if there was ever an attack here that wiped out your archers, at that point you're so far behind that the next attack will just wipe you out, because you just can't produce enough of them quickly enough.
Oh wow.
So it's kind of similar to, like, I guess, I don't know, Warcraft 3 maybe, where it's like, you know, you can get fall behind pretty quickly and kind of screw yourself like that.
Extra ration.
Me lord, moving off. Weapons needed, sire. Our gun stocks grow steadily. We have survived the enemy's
These taxes are unjust.
The cowards have run, sir. We can't catch them. then give us away for sure.
Yeah.
There you go. Yay.
We are victorious.
Very good.
There you go. Well, that's about it for the time we have for this. Yeah, so Stronghold, the gameplay, and I guess maybe you can even say the simplicity of this approximation of life in the Middle Ages, I think kind of kept up, made sure that this game is kind of relevant to this day, really. And it's funny how it doesn't really need a lot of extra things to make it fun. They have all these new campaigns and other types of missions, but in the end, I think even just the pure Stronghold experience is just enough. Like, you can even just set it to free build and set it like no enemies and just build economy and enjoy like this serene experience of that, just managing your villagers, feeding them, keeping them happy, maybe killing some wolves from time to time, but just that is an option for you. And actually a lot of people like playing Stronghold like that.
It is weirdly satisfying to just grow things.
Yeah, I think it really did well with not making the combat the main focus, I think.
Yeah, it stands out for that. And there are some games like Civilization which sort of merge running a kingdom with combat, with diplomacy and things like that. But a game like Civ it's slightly more abstracted, right? It's turn-based. It takes place over centuries and centuries, whereas this game, you still have some of the aspects of the RTS games, but with this whole other side to things. So yeah, it's cool. And as I was saying, it's like a board game, and once someone shows you the rules, I honestly at first I wasn't sure what to make of it, but I was having fun there.
Cool. That was Stronghold. We're gonna take a quick break and come back with Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze. All right, welcome back. We are back with Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze. What a mouthful, Ian. Tell me, why does this game have such a long name? Does the country part mean something specific? Like, is there like more than one country game, and there's a subset of Donkey Kong games which are in a specific way, or is it just like a overly long name?
Well, the lore is very deep and complex. I'm sure I could give you the gist of it. The Donkey Kong games are like the single screen arcade games where you play as Mario and you're trying to get to the top of a tower or things like that. So there was a few of those. And then Donkey Kong Country is like a fully different thing, where it's a full 2D platformer originally from Rare, actually, back in the early 90s in the Super Nintendo. And then they later made a 3D platformer and then a few different Donkey Kong games here and there. But the country games are probably the most beloved ones, where they stand alongside other games like the mainline Mario series as their own, meaty adventures. And then Tropical Freeze is just, the newest one. I think it's probably the best. In a series full of amazing level design, amazing platforming, I think Tropical Freeze is probably my favorite.
So this came
I would
out
recommend
in
playing normal mode.
So not funky mode.
No, not funky mode. Let's go original. This game came out in I want to say 2015, but the copyright date says 2014. Let's say 2015 for the Wii U.
Yeah, Wii U.
I didn't own a Wii U, but my friend and I were such big fans of this game that he bought it just so we could play it on a different friend's Wii U. He went away for a weekend and we borrowed her Wii U and just marathoned this game, because you can co-op these games. These games are really good split screen.
Yeah, so
and then they later ported to Switch.
Yeah, so this is a Switch version we're playing here today, and feels like we should just go for original mode for the purposes.
We should definitely go with original mode.
Yeah.
Funky mode was added in the Switch version. I've not played the Switch version.
Just the default, I guess.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay.
Yes.
So last time, Ian, you said you call this game one of the best platformers. Is there something specific that makes you feel like that about this game, or is it just an overall quality of the game as a whole?
Well, I think one of the things I like about it, one of the things is that it's challenging. It's genuinely challenging, even from one of the early levels. This isn't like the modern Mario games where you have to wait until the later levels to get a good difficulty. This game is just consistently challenging throughout. The level design is spectacular. It's one of the few platformers where I just actually enjoy collecting things, because the level design is so consistent. We'll get to that some of that stuff. There's just so much detail in the world that you could explore via the mechanics that we're going to get to. And the game's just full of all kinds of whimsy. It's one of those games where every level has a totally different gimmick, a totally different, unique vibe and feel, amazing music. It's just got so much going for it.
Well, when someone says that a 2D platforming game has a good level design, for me, that's a high praise, I think. And I'm always interested to see how these games do it, because I think it's actually pretty challenging to do interesting level design in a 2D platformer, because obviously there's so much restrictions on you already as a level designer. You only have that 2D plane, and there's only so many ways a character can move on that plane, right? So, like you you have to be very clever and innovative, I think, nowadays to kind of pull that off.
Yeah, well, especially after, 2D as a genre has been around for so long, and there are so many platformers. Not so much from companies like Nintendo these days, but on the indie scene for sure. So how do you bring something new to the table, especially after, there's been a lot of Donkey Kong Country games, and this is by Retro Studios, which is the American company that is known for making the Metroid Prime games, and they just knock it out of the park with everything that they do.
So interesting. This wasn't made by Nintendo themselves in-house, is it?
No, so they've always been made by, I guess, Western developers that have worked with Nintendo. The country games, I mean.
Mm-hmm. Well, there's some crazy stuff happening right now on screen. Was that ship? So this huge ship just got put on this iceberg.
The Viking ice creatures have come and they have conquered Kong Island, and so Donkey Kong and his family have been cast aside.
So I have to
smash
say
those
that,
buttons, Serge, smash them.
I have to say that this is probably my first Donkey Kong game ever. I'm just gonna, put it out there. I've not really had a chance to play any of them back in the day or these days, to be honest. And that's obviously not the first time I'm playing 2D platformer, but it's been generally a while since I've kind of finished one in general, and I honestly need to get back into them in general. And sounds like this is a game that I should probably pay attention to, maybe even the series in general.
Oh yeah, definitely. So check this out. So you've been rewarded. Check this out. You notice how the music, the instruments change? It's playing a different theme. If you jump out of the water, once you get on land, it's going to play the normal theme, but now it's playing kind of like a variant.
Okay.
So you can do a spin attack when you're in the water? Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So Donkey Kong, he's not quite Mario, he's not quite Sonic. He's a donkey, which means he's a gorilla, right?
I was going to ask about that. Are there any donkeys at all in any of these games?
I don't think so. So that button, this is your run button. If you crouch and use it, it's a ground pound. If you use it while you're moving, then you will roll. And so oftentimes you can roll at enemies to deal damage to them, but oftentimes you'll need to master the rolling jump, where you can you roll and then leap. That lets you cover huge horizontal distance. Yeah, see that? You can build up so much momentum, and you're gonna have to get really good. Now, if you press jump while bouncing off the enemy, you can grab that coin.
Oh.
You need to jump on their heads. Probably respawn. But a lot of tricky jumps in this game.
I want to get this coin.
I think you've got to lure the enemy over and then bounce on their head.
I don't need
or
to.
that. Okay, yeah.
Huh. Okay.
So see that flower as well over there? You can
Yeah.
a flower over there. You can ground pound it.
How do I ground pound?
You already did it. Yeah, that. Just do it closer.
Huh. Okay.
You see
So
some life.
So Kong's movement, like on jumping, it feels quite weighty. It's not like Mario where Mario just springs into the jump straight away. YX. Right. Oh. But this one, Kong, he kind of like, I feel the weight of this character.
Yeah.
I guess it's also because he has so much more things he can do. At this compared to the classic Mario.
Yeah. Now, do you see under you? If you look down, there is something there. One of the greatest things about this game and the level design in it is there's just hidden stuff everywhere, and the level design is such a consistent logic that you can always trust the level to lead you to interesting ways. And with these plants, with these hidden breakable things, with these secrets, the game is always. So I think with that, you had to bounce off that grasshopper enemy that you killed. So I don't know if you can get that coin.
You see, I'm not sure if I like that. Where if you can miss out on things if you kill an enemy, for example.
So the only things you can miss out on are little things like lives and coins and bananas. The important items, I don't think they ever put you in a position where you can't get them.
So then,
but yeah, sorry, go ahead.
So this game then, it doesn't want you to kind of speed your way past the level, right? Does it want you to kind of take your time and figure out these kind of traversal puzzles?
Yeah, it's not really like a puzzle. It's definitely an action game. Let me respond. There you go. Yeah, but it is just like tight action reflex platforming that asks you to slow down and engage with the environment if you want all the secrets and collectibles and things. And to be honest, this game is so tough that you're going to want to find all of the coins because you can buy extra lives with them and things like that. It's just that kind of game where you need all the help that you can get. I think these jigsaws get you, I want to say, concept art and things like that.
Nice.
But yeah, it's just really cool that the game gets you to engage creatively with the environment. Oh, you can still the enemy.
So you can't kill the enemies by slamming the ground. You have to eventually you'll have to jump on them.
Yeah, that's right.
Are there boss fights in this game?
There are, yeah. They're quite challenging.
Oh, do you need to catch this banana? Nice.
There you go. And this guy's your checkpoint.
It's a pig.
Do you see that ground? It looks a little different.
I mean, obviously, we can't say that these kind of elements are something that was invented in this game. I think they're pretty classic in terms of platforming. But still, at the end of the day, it's how you use them, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, if you play the first Donkey Kong Country, came out in '94 on the Super Nintendo, it plays like this, but it's all about execution. I mean, even the first Donkey Kong Country compared to the second one, even though the first one has all of the mechanics, the level design isn't often as consistent as it should be. And I think I think the difference in quality from the first to the second is just shows you how much just executing on the ideas properly can make.
I was going to ask, what's that thing there? Yeah, but I can hover now.
Yeah, so if you play two-player mode, then you could have freed player 2 from that barrel, and then they could have been controlled independently. Now, Diddy has the jetpack glide. The different Kongs you can choose. You'll get choices to pick them, and they each have different abilities.
So, you mentioned that, yeah, like we talk about that some of these elements are pretty common in other platformers. But I think the way to look at these games is that, like I mentioned, this is not the first even Donkey Kong game that has them. So if someone, let's say someone have been playing these games from the very first one, and they got to this one, do you think there was enough in this game to kind of keep that kind of player's attention and maybe surprise them even?
I think there is, just in the way that every level has unique gimmicks and things like that. But at the same time, I think one of the things Nintendo was smart about these things with, they don't make too many of these games. Now, there have been like 5 mainline Donkey Kong Country games, but there's been 5 over 20 years. So they've been pretty careful not to make too many. Where like when this game came out, the previous one was on the Wii. This was the Wii U, and it was a 7-year gap. So I was kind of, after 7 years, I was ready for another one. You know, if it had come out 2 years later, maybe I wouldn't have been.
Reading about these games and listening to players who have been fan of these games for many years now, definitely some of them say that, well, you know what, there's another Mario, and you know, it doesn't really bring much new to the table. Maybe not with all of them, but with some of them certainly. Which one was it that kind of last time I heard about them? Not the latest, not the Wonder, but the one maybe on Wii U specifically. Super Mario Bros.
3D
on
World?
Wii U. No, 3D World was kind of actually praised
Odyssey?
universally. Whichever was the one on Wii U, I think it was the
New Super Mario Brothers.
Yeah, maybe that one. I think at that time people were saying, "Man, we've seen all of that before."
You got a ground pound here.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, it might just be that they make too many Mario games. That we only need one every once in a while. I think it helps that there just aren't as many Donkey Kong Country games. Each one that comes out is bursting full of new ideas, if not new mechanics, new concepts, then at least just new ways to put spins on the formula.
So I'm just trying to get this, whatever this is.
So there's a K, O, an N, and a G in every level, and if you can collect all of them in each level that spells out Kong, then you get an extra life.
I think
so.
I should.
You need a roll jump.
All right. Okay. There you go. I thought I couldn't get it anymore because I lost the mini King Kong, Donkey Kong.
Yeah. They're fun actually because they give you an idea of how far you are in each level. And what I like is that every level has the K, O, N, and G, and there's usually a collectible. Are they the Donkey Kong coins in this one, or are they called something else? But there's this coin. There's one of them in each level, hidden away in a secret place in every level. So they're consistent with how all the power-ups, all the pickups are distributed, and you can always trust the level designer to lead you in just the right ways. You know, when you play the first Donkey Kong Country, if you want 100% that game, you might need to make what looks like a blind leap of faith into a death pit, but it actually has a secret item there. But starting with 2 in the later games, there will always be like a trail of bananas leading you slightly off screen to tell you that there's something here, that you can trust us this time. So there's a really smart, really consistent level design language that's used across all the games.
Yeah, it definitely helps. I missed a letter. Can I go back? Maybe not.
Oh, you got the letter.
No, there was a first, not letter, like a puzzle. One
Jigsaw.
of the Jigsaw.
Yeah, you'd have to replay the level, I think, maybe to get that one.
Oh. Oh no! Mini Donkey Kong.
Can you bash these? Ah.
Sometimes still not clear which ground platform things I can actually bash through. I guess these ones
Just
have...
get used to it.
Yeah.
Something there on the left. This one.
All right, yeah. There's a bar, a banana bar. Nice.
How come one gorilla eats so many bananas?
I mean, have you seen gorillas? They're huge.
This guy's not that big, though.
Well, we haven't seen a human in this game yet, so...
Well, you saw that crashed airplane at the beginning, so obviously there must be humans in the Donkey Kong world. But maybe they have left long ago. Maybe this is a post-apocalyptic game. Gorillas roam.
Oh.
So I think like Diddy has the glide ability. I think Donkey Kong, like Diddy wouldn't be able to do any damage to those enemies, but because Donkey Kong is heavier, he can do damage to them. So,
Oh, I think I died. So my health is those 2 hearts, and
yes.
Okay. Oh,
But Diddy
actually,
gives you extra. He has his own life bars, so
right.
you can now take 4 hits. It's a pretty big deal if you lose them.
Oof.
Nice.
I think it feels like this game lends itself so well to like some sort of speedrun type of thing, where you plan your mode of attack and you just go for it to get like the highest amount of coins, essentially everything, and with the least amount of time spent.
The speedruns are always impressive for these games, especially because the levels can be so difficult. So to just run through them so effortlessly takes a lot of dedication. There was a Donkey Kong Country TV show that I used to watch growing up. They actually animated in Canada. I don't know if it aired. It must have aired outside of Canada.
Probably.
It was a musical. It was a fully CG show.
Oh.
Where Donkey Kong would sing, funky dance numbers and stuff. Kind of so bad it's good.
There's a letter there, but it's like in the background. Can I still get that?
Yes, you can get it.
Okay.
I
think I know.
Do you see
how.
that it's attached to something?
Yeah, I think I see it. How do I?
Oh, close. But do you see this enemy here? Can you? I think there's stuff you can pick up.
Oh no! Why does it?
But it's okay, because if you look over to your right. Further to your right, there is a barrel. If you can pick up that barrel, if you just keep holding the trigger down, and when you let go, he'll throw it.
Oh, I can even. Okay. Oh, it no.
Oh.
Huh. I can jump with it, but
I think rolling while you're holding it will throw it.
Okay,
break it. Or...
I guess I missed that.
El Pasar, what does that mean?
Just grabbing.
Oh, that's just grab. Okay.
But why does it tell me that now? Huh.
Grab the ring, I guess. Huh.
Maybe I can if I if I do this, can I grab them?
No. Maybe the little guy. What if the little guy up there?
No, doesn't.
Dang.
But I don't get damaged by that as well. There's some very intricate, very specific rules here that are in play.
Yeah.
All right, looks like a boss maybe. Or not. Okay.
So this is the roulette wheel at the end of each level. So you choose which thing you want to get.
I want a balloon. Nailed it.
Nice.
Oh no!
Ah.
Oh, I didn't get a lot of puzzle
You know
things.
what though? This is so. I believe in this game, if you collect the Kong for every level in the world, every world has a bonus stage that's like super hard. And actually, I never 100% of this game, but I'm 100% of the previous game with a friend. And to 100% it, you have to get all the Kongs in every level to unlock like 9 secret super tough levels that get you to like the ultimate banana horde, like banana dream level. It's awesome. So these games, I should say, these levels lend themselves really well to replayability.
So how do they make the levels harder than normal?
They aren't different versions of the same levels. They are new levels that are just really tough.
No, yeah, that's what I mean. Like how, like, is it just hard to get all the collectibles in those levels, making the jumps, the enemy placement, stuff like that?
The jumps, the enemies. Sometimes they are levels where like the lava is rising and things like that. And this game gets seriously difficult. Even by the end of this first world, I would say that the bosses are really challenging. The later worlds can be brutally tough. But that's why these games work so well with friends, especially if your friends. Well, the friend that I play these through he's really good at platformers. So we just blast ripping through these, and we're getting frustrated, but we're getting frustrated together.
So this world here, I thought I will be fighting the Vikings in like a frozen island thing, but it's not. This is not it then. Not yet.
That's the later.
Right.
I think the later world. You're working your way up to Kong Island.
So how do I continue then?
So that you're on the next. This is the next level. If you just press A here, and then press A.
Ah, right. I have inventory.
So you can buy items from the shop. You haven't found the shop yet, but you can buy stuff with those coins you've been getting. If you want to cheat your way through.
I don't, so I can't have anything really.
Yes.
Yep. Do you know who made the original Donkey Kong?
Shigeru Miyamoto.
Ah, right. I just thought maybe it was always like an outsourced project.
Oh, a bomb. Whoa. So this is a great example of like right at the start of the level, it's like, what's unique about this level? It's they're going to give you bombs. And it's not like you're going to see bombs at every level. And look at these horn enemies. You can't jump on them. You got to roll into them now. So every level has things like these twists on the formula, and they never let up.
So they keep, sometimes they show me the hint.
Oh, so, sorry. So see where the speed bubble's coming from? That's because you've got to use this thing over there. See up here? You can grab that grass.
Oh. Well, so I have the mini Donkey Kong already.
Yeah, so you finished the last level with him, so he'll be there at the start of the next one.
Okay, cool. Oh.
See, look at that. Your curiosity is just always rewarded in this game.
It's definitely dense with things.
Yeah.
Do you think it's sometimes
density,
distracting or kind of does a disservice to the flow?
I always found it worked for me, especially because if you struggle with some of this platforming, then you can hunt down all these items to get the extra lives, to get coins for the shop. Also the visuals too, like in this, they've put so much, like such a budget into the backgrounds and things. Like you're progressing, you're boarding this pirate ship. That wasn't anything that was in the previous level. Even Mario, even Sonic. Oftentimes you'll finish a level, like if it's the 2D games, you'll finish a level and you'll move on to the next level, which will be the same tiles, the same art assets as the previous level. You know, until you get to a new world or something, you won't get different stuff. But here, every level has its own visual thing going on. So now you got Dixie, and yeah, she has a different sort of glide.
Ah.
Yeah. Nice.
I like the these kind of platforming puzzles where it's not like in Mario where you just have to like make that perfect quick run, like you jump there, and then if you fail somewhere in the middle, you just have to start over. Here it's more like a traversal puzzle, really, right? That's you would kind of call that, where it's like, okay, you have to slow down, you have to think, okay, I have this ability now, and how can I use it to get to where I need to? Because in this case, it was that other platform.
That floating K item was like teasing you, and it was saying, how are you going to get here?
Yeah.
How are you going to make your way over here? And then you had to think about it.
Oh, there's some sort of bonus thing.
Yeah, it's a time challenge. So you can't fall in the pit. Just collect as many bananas as you can. You jump when you bounce. There you go. I think if you can collect them all, then you'll get like a bonus thing. Whoa.
Oh, almost.
Close. Yeah, so the other thing is the Kong, the K-O-N-G letters, they are always in plain sight. They'll never be hidden inside a flower or behind grass or things like that. They're always in a spot that you can see them. So it'll be things like the bananas and the hearts and the jigsaw pieces that they can tuck away in the environment. So they have really consistent language about when they do and don't show certain things and how they hide them in the levels.
They showed me this, but I can also jump on them.
Yeah.
Oh, they respawn it straight up there. Ah.
And see that those bananas are carving out Dixie's parabola. Oh.
Oh, god damn. Well, now I'm fucked. Wait. I couldn't jump on that guy?
No, because he's bearing his fangs up.
Oh, okay. So the checkpoint doesn't really save. It doesn't give me back the female mini Donkey Kong back.
No. But usually, not always, but usually their barrels are nearby. So you can release them. Like if you went to the left up here, be up there.
There's nothing there.
There is.
There is?
See? See that little ledge?
Oh, huh.
Ah.
I guess I didn't realize you can jump that far. Also, they don't save all the things I've gathered. I guess I have to gather them again.
They do save the songs and the puzzle pieces. They let the bananas respawn and stuff so you can keep getting more lives.
Oh god.
Love the noises he makes.
Does he talk? Can he talk?
No.
Oh, nice. Do you think I'll go? I will. I'll have time to get to one boss.
Probably not, because there's not that many bosses in the game. There's maybe like 8 or 10, because there's one at the end of each world.
Right. Okay.
So I think at this point you could probably get through this level and maybe one more.
Oh.
Oh, you got it.
I appreciate that they let me play with the D-pad in this game.
Yeah. Ooh.
So there's coins and banana pickups. That's a bit confusing. What do they? Are they the same thing, or do they count as different?
So 100 bananas gives you a life, extra
okay.
life. The coins are used at the shop, which hopefully we can access that after this level. You have to find one in each world, and you can buy more lives. You can buy special power ups, things like that.
Okay.
You can actually, you can hold that, and then that way, if you took damage while you were still holding the barrel, then you would get your health back. Whoa!
Oh,
It's close.
no!
He did it. Nice. Crouch. Crouch.
How do I crouch? Ah, just down.
Down.
Right. No, female mini Donkey Kong. I can't get that anymore then. Oh no. Ah no,
Yes,
I
you can. Well, that's the end of the level.
Nice, my favorite balloons. Hells yeah.
Ho ho hoi.
So is there? Actually, I think.
There you go. You got options.
Yeah, that's the answer to
check
my
it out.
questions. A question: can I choose the different levels at some point?
Yeah, go back down there. That's the shop, actually.
Ah, okay.
Usually there isn't too much of a choice of levels. Sometimes I think there's a branching path, but often it's your choice is like you found the shop or you found something like that.
Mm-hmm. So I can buy balloons.
There is more you can buy, I think, right?
Yeah. They don't really tell you what they do, actually. Look.
Yeah, that one's mysterious. I think that might be an invincibility potion.
But why am I being hard? Is it like maximum health?
No, I think it's just I don't know how that works actually. Capsule toys. Some of that stuff might have been out of the Switch version.
Let's buy a capsule toy. Nice.
Okay.
Well, life is always good to have, right?
So permanently, for the next level, it gives you. Oh, okay, so that tells you what they do. Yeah.
Right. Oh. I can't buy this mysterious thing though. I'm very intrigued. Ah, wait, no, it says temporary invincibility. Yeah. First time you take damage. No, that's not very good. This is way more useful. And this.
It's for the vehicle levels.
Right. I can have a parrot.
He helps you find the puzzle pieces in the level.
Ooh, yes. This, please. This guy. Can I still buy this? Nope. Funky Kong. Can I play as Funky Kong?
Hell yeah. No, you can't. Well, I think that's what funky mode is for.
Oh. All right. So there's something on the right there, but it wants me to go here.
Yeah, I don't know if that is the secret level I was talking about, where if you Kong, if you KONG every level, that's the secret one, or I don't know if maybe there's something else that I don't know about. Nice. Canopy Chaos. So what do you think this level's gonna be about?
The parrot is there. Oof. God damn it.
See, that's the... Oh, I was gonna say. Never mind. I think anything like that, you have to throw something
Right.
into it.
Is that why the parrot is freaking out?
Yeah.
Okay. I didn't realize. Can I respawn the turtle maybe? Let's see if we can do that.
You notice as well, there's no timer. Like the Mario games, the Sonic games have timers.
Yeah.
This game's okay with you taking your time and exploring every nook and cranny, which is nice.
So
you can bump them, just pick them up. It's because you rolled into them last time.
right, yeah. Oh, this level. I'm back for revenge. Oh, it's a different. Oh, but how do I? Oh, I don't like that.
I think you might just be letting go. I think you need to be hitting the jump button as you like to actually jump off of the rope instead of just letting go and holding a direction.
No, I am jumping.
Oh, okay.
Oh, is that it kills me straight away?
You were already low in health, I think.
All right. Okay. Well, I got the letter. I wish they would show me at all
I think
times.
you can do the minigame again.
Yes. I wish they would show me which letters I have at all times. Like right now.
I think if you pause, it would tell you. Yeah.
Oh, but it shows I have no letters.
Sorry. So that's something that doesn't. Maybe that doesn't stay when you die. Then maybe I was wrong.
So this is like a treasure room, but I'm picking bananas.
Yeah. There you go. Whoa.
Oh no! No! I think sometimes in these kind of situations, I wish he was a bit more nimble, like Mario. Oh,
The
well.
physics definitely takes some getting used to.
Yeah. Right, so K. I'm gonna get it now.
Maybe
better
roll
s-
jump from here. From here, you could roll jump. Oh,
Yeah,
that,
probably.
yeah. Eventually, you just get in the habit of roll jumping everywhere because it covers. Yeah, just covers so much more ground.
Yeah, sometimes it's a bit hard to kind of get that start of the roll.
Cranky Kong.
Okay. Oh, is that a Grandpa Donkey Kong?
Yeah.
What does he do?
So his thing. So if you jump in the air, look, and okay, so you can jump over spikes with his pole, with his
Ooh.
cane.
So can I do that
Yes.
as much as I want?
Yeah.
Nice.
Holy mackerel. Yes, he's really good for the vertical stuff. It's actually, so he's new to this game, and I think this is the first 2D one where you have some choice over which Kong you want to bring.
Mm-hmm.
You wanted the other one; it would take you down a different path.
Oh, that's okay.
The ones with the arrows, you have choices. The ones that are explosion icons just immediately send you down a path, something like that. You're not supposed to figure this out the first time, to be honest.
I think the Grandpa Kong is my favorite so far.
Yeah, he's probably the best. And there's some later levels where you just have, like, the whole level is going to be like spikes, and you just have to be able to bounce across the whole thing.
Huh, how do I... Ah.
He's not so good for covering horizontal distance.
Right, yeah. Oh. Haha, what a
Nice.
stupid fight.
Yeah, Diddy's better for the horizontal traversal. Cranky is better for the vertical traversal because he bounces upwards, right? And then Dixie is sort of a mix of both.
Hmm. The bird is freaking out. There you go. No! Ah, it's fine. I have the old man. Nice. No, old man Donkey Kong. I don't know if I can do this anymore. What did that do?
Just give you a single banana.
Oh. No.
Oh, he.
Oh, there he is. Nice.
But notice how this level picked a few different mechanics, totally separate from the previous levels, and just figures out every interesting way to use them. In a way that
Well-
you just don't see in most games, like these blades. You saw that maybe in the first level, the second level, once. but they've shown up
Yeah.
multiple times here in different configurations.
At the same time, I don't want to say like, look, these days, especially since the 2008 indie explosion, there has been actually a lot of kind of indie games that did interesting things with platforming, for sure. And there's probably some games out there who are way more elaborate and innovative than this even game. I just want to make that clear. I think, just games like, I don't know, Super Meat Boy has a lot of interesting things. Recently, Celeste had done interesting things as well with this genre.
Well,
there's different games out there.
Yes, but as much as I like Super Meat Boy, I don't think that that game every level has a totally different gimmick. It's just a few people making that game, and they're constrained by budget, right? And I think this game shows what you can do if you have a full studio dedicated to making these games. So you can just have so many different ideas in each level. Celeste is maybe a bit more unique than Donkey Kong Country is, but it doesn't have nearly as much going on in each level. So that's one of the benefits of this, and that's why I think this is one of the more surprising platformers out there.
Yeah, well, that's about the time we have for this. This was Donkey Kong Country Tropical Breeze.
Freeze.
Cool game for sure. It's not what I expected, to be honest. I think it's I kind of expect this to be more of like a Mario type thing where you just kind of need to get from A to B as fast as possible and not really kind of spend a lot of time thinking about moment to moment things. But actually, this is a bit of a different thing. I really enjoyed some of these companion characters they get. Obviously, the old man. I like how they're consistently modifying your jump specifically, like keeping it consistent, like keep the idea of these characters just to the jump, and that's how they aid you in these situations. And I also like that you don't necessarily need them, so they're not required to progress. I wish we would have gotten to a boss fight. I would like to see how that plays out. Other than that, do you think we've missed any kind of anything majorly important in the core game loop?
Nope, that's all.
Cool. So how about the replayability of this game? You mentioned that there's bonus stages you can unlock. Is that something you can do before you finish the game once, or does that come afterwards?
I think you could do it on your first playthrough. You use it to collect all the Kongs in each world, I suppose. I think that plus the co-op aspect, where like I could be playing as Donkey Kong and you could be playing as Cranky Kong. You could be playing as the old guy in each level, both on the same screen. I think when you combine that with all the secrets and the high difficulty, there's a lot to keep people coming back.
But how does playing co-op changes? Because in this case, the old character sits on my back and provides me that jump modification. But if you're playing as him, do I still get that special jump, or how does that work?
There is a mechanic. So you're both controlled separately. So like I would just be Donkey Kong with just Donkey Kong, and you would just be Cranky Kong with Cranky Kong's ability to pogo stick. There is a mechanic where Donkey Kong can grab the other player, and then they team up, and you share the same health bar, and it becomes like a single player thing. And then you can throw the person on your back if you want to go back to 2-player.
Do you think in general they provide enough ways for 2 players to interact with the world? Or is it just the case of like, well, I'm the main player and my friend just joins me for the fun, but there's nothing really in the level that actually serves both of us?
No, it just works. I would say it's the kind of game where I don't feel like there's any compromises when you play it 2-player as opposed to 1-player.
Cool. Definitely looks good as well. Obviously, this is a Switch version, so probably looks better than the Wii U did. Even though it's pretty old game by now, I guess almost 10 years.
I think the Wii and the Switch are, not too far in terms of power. This looks as how I remember it. Yeah, not bad for a game this old on hardware this old.
Cool. That was Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze. Ian, let's talk about the games for next time. We searched far and wide for games that are somewhat appropriately themed, and it might be a stretch, but my game for you for next week is going to be Parasite Eve. it starts in a Christmas Eve, but goes bad pretty quickly. Actually, I know that you mentioned you're familiar with that game, but we'll spend some time playing it and see what you think. And what about you?
So for next time, I am going to have Serge play Nights into Dreams, or specifically Christmas Nights, which is the sort of Christmas themed demo to go with Nights. So you'll be getting a slice of the full game, but it'll be holiday themed.
Okay. And that is on, because you mentioned the original game was it Saturn?
Yes.
But I can play. Is there a version on PC, or where am I going to be playing it?
There is a PC version, yeah.
Right. Okay. So that's probably what I'm going to be playing. And and in the case of Parasite Eve, that was only ever released on PlayStation. So that'll be the platform for next time. It will be a Christmas episode, and kind of wrap up of the year for us as well. We'll prepare a couple of special things for that, and we'll see you guys next time.
Look forward to it.